I just don't think it looks good when you walk up to some place and everybody's sitting down. You take shifts. You need to be standing up. You need to be smiling. Try to keep your chairs behind the setup. We have a rally in Wichita, the Big Dog Rally. We had, and I had a good teacher. We are blessed with having Ray and Marion Burns in our state, and Marion Burns has done the Kansas State Fair for many years. And she has taught me to keep things neat and to keep things picked up. And I really didn't realize how difficult it really is. You figure this, if you got 2-hour shifts, you got 4 people coming in, you only want 2 people in your booth, 2 to 3 people, 4 at the very most at any one time. You have those people coming in, they got their coats, their drinks, their bags of stuff, and then if they want to leave those there and they want to go out walking around, then the next shift comes in and you got 4 more people and they got their coats and their drinks and their stuff. Then before you know it, your booth looks pretty trashy. Try to keep the stuff underneath the table. Be aware that what people are seeing on the outside. Sheldon Coleman, that owned Coleman Industries and owns Big Dog Motorcycles, he was going around. We had another booth that did bike games, and they had a lot of kids. And we love the kids, and we're blessed to have a lot of kids in CMA, but there was cookies, there was toys, there was rattles, there was, little things like that. And he goes around and he was looking at all the booths, and when he comes to the hospitality booth, it was nice and it was clean. That makes an impression upon him, and I think it's very important. You don't know what opportunities are lying ahead of you, and we need to keep our booths clean and picked up. Cold bandanas, especially in the hot time. We've got a gal that likes to sew, and it's not a whole bandana, it's just a piece of material about this big. Work very well. Drag races in the summer times, now that it's coming up, and you put them in a cooler. Mark everything with your masking tape. Free bandanas. First off, people can't believe you're going to give them anything free. And second off, it's hot. There's been many times, and this goes back to being attentive to watching. When we go to the biker breakfast and we had these, I'm watching for people who look hot. And I'm going to take a cold bandana up to them, and different, around the 4th of July, there's pretty United States things, you can make them pretty. I did notice, I'll be honest with you, I did notice one of the gals had the idea that, what about stopping at garage sales and picking up old napkins? People really didn't want to put grandma's tablecloth around their neck. You do a lot better if you have something that kind of looks a little cool, a little bit nicer. Bandanas are awesome, awesome ministry. CMA track information. I just love little boxes. And in Kansas, we have to worry about the wind. Everything's blowing, so everything that we have, even our cups, I put in these containers. You can get about 450 in one. It's nice and easy. They're compact. When you get there, you've got, if you take 2 or 3 of these, this should last you for a while, and it doesn't blow. You lay your cups out on the table, they're going to blow over. If you put them in this, they're not going to blow. Same thing with your tracks, and so I try to find little things that work, and you can stick all your tracks in here and make sure you have everything. Make sure you have little notepads to write things on. I got a stamp made that has the CMA logo. You do need to you need to check with your state coordinator about that. I know that I got to do that, but I don't know. They want to know what we're doing. So before you do that, go through your state coordinator, but have that. And I got a little Christian Motorcyclist Association. For $7, you can get a stamp made. Christian Motorcyclist Association, just stamp that at the top of the page or whatever, and you've got little things. And you got the cups, you can get a container about this big. I line up all the rag tracks, I line up all the Bibles, give them one of these, and you're ready to go. You get 3 sets of this done if everybody's going in a different direction. It's just like organized, but it works. It's a wonderful way to do that. Don't forget about our bags. Anything that we have that we can send out in a bag, don't forget that we have our bags to put the stuff in. Put free on the plastic container. I can't believe I don't have one. The plastic container where you put your Bibles and your rag tracks, I did notice that if I wrote free across there, they went out 3 times faster than if you don't. These clear bags that I'm using for the rag tracks and the Bibles, I found online. They're wonderful. They keep your Bibles nice and neat. They're $4 for 100. They're very inexpensive. That information, too, is going to be on there. I fold up the rag tracks to where you see a gift from CMA. You put your card in here so they've got a contact. They also have the plan of salvation with the track they have as well. But I always like to tell them and make sure that they know that the card is in there. And I always ask them, make sure you keep that card. If you know somebody that goes down, which we hope doesn't happen, but it does happen. If somebody needs to get a hold of somebody, keep our card. That way you know they got the plan of salvation with them at all the time. I did notice a lot of and we tried it a couple times, rolling up the rag tracks with a rubber band. And I noticed at the Big Dog Rally, people were throwing those tracks away twice as fast. If they're in this, they keep them in this. And they put them in their bikes in this. And they look nice on your Bibles. It doesn't, your corners don't get folded down. We also use these for numerous other things I have over here too, and you can see that later. The donation can, I have found the black, that the logo on the black does show up the best. And I did that on a magnet. Oh, no, I didn't. I don't want to lie. I did it before. And then you can take it off and use your can. But the black looks really good. If you're going to put out a donation can, you know what that money's going to go for. They will ask. If it's going to go for Run for the Sun, if it goes for chapter stuff. And it makes a difference if they're going to put money in there or not. You have to pray about that. We have several chapters that's the way they buy their Bibles and their rag tracks for the year. And when we go to Cassidy or one of these biker breakfasts, they'll pull in $78, $135, $150. And we never have. We just never felt like the Lord had led us to do that. Finally, one time we did, and we got $7. So we knew that was not the way that the Lord was going to bless our chapter. But if you're going to put out a can, make sure that you know what that money is going to go for. I didn't bring it. I had a Pray for Our Troops sign and a prayer request sheet to fill out. That drew a lot of people. A lot of people miss their kids and have different situations, and that was an open door to minister to people. And it was patriotic, and I put it at the booth or wherever we went, and that seemed to draw people too. In a large tub, I usually make sure we have hand sanitizers, Clorox cleanups, and paper towels. It's just very important to stay clean. When your table's clean and, you know, the porta potties, and you got this stuff here, if anybody needs it, it's just really nice to have. Testaments are lifesavers. I've got a little stamp that says, Jesus Christ changed my life, and it's one of my favorites. And I put Christian Motorcycle Association on one side and Jesus Christ changed my life on the other side. You can also pass these out at church visitations, but mints or something like that is nice to have at the booth also. Make sure you have trash can containers or a bag, extra coolers for extra ice and water. If you're going to have ice in a cooler, put a trash bag in it first. It looks cleaner, and it is cleaner. Coffee works good, especially around the bathrooms. We on our Run for the Sun weekend, we camp out, and we camp out by the bathroom as a chapter. And Charlie Tunis said one day, he said, this was a really good weekend, but next time can we not park at the bathrooms? And I said, Charlie, we do that on purpose. Everybody has to pass your booth on the way to the bathroom. And so coffee is a real good place to have, a good thing to have by the bathrooms. You know, the sugar and creamer. A lot of people don't know how to make coffee. Your 1 8-ounce cup makes a 30 or 42 cup. Your smaller cup, 1 styrofoam of coffee. Your 100 cups, it takes 3. Basic on coffee. Okay, I think that covers the water wagons. Oh, another thing that we put out at the water wagons is our state map. And I've got little dots on here where all the chapters are. Down here lists where they meet and the time. This works real good. This display here, we also put up, this goes to, this will be for your Run for the Sun presentations at your church visits, the Sports Boat and Travel Show. I do put it up at Seasons of Refreshing in the State Rally. A lot of your new people or the people that you bring in don't know all about CMA, and we have our state map as well. I also have a little sheet here that I put just the city, the chapter name, the president, and his phone number that sometimes, if you put it on an easel, I've got one of these little, I just ran out of space. And you've got one of these, go to the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree is my friend. And you just put it like that, and it doesn't take up a lot of space at your out on your table. Okay, the Kansas State Fair we work, I'll tell you one of the best. There's a lot of people that aren't called to do street ministry, that don't go to your harder rallies or your tougher rallies and stuff. I will tell you as a fact, one of the best ministry opportunities we have is a sports boat and travel show. We have done this for years and years and years, and we set up the booth, and we work the vendors. A lost soul is a lost soul, and as you're spending the whole 5 days with these people, you get to know them. I take snacks. You do have to be careful. I just know that I have the favor of God on my life. He just lets me do this stuff. He opens up the doors, and this is what He has let me do. I don't know what you can do when the sport boat and travel show comes to your town. The people, the vendors that come going, wow, we've seen CMA and other things, and they don't bring us snacks, but, you know, maybe you could. I don't know. But the Sports Boat and Travel Show is a wonderful, wonderful time. There's many people that were not happy that they were beside the Christians, and every single one of them, by the end of the week, love us. And over the years, as we have made rapport with these people, we were just talking. We were wondering if you were going to be here this year. And we started putting out, if they want to pay for some of the stuff that they take, we say that there's a can down there for Run for the Sun. We raised $200 and some this year for Run for the Sun, just of people coming by the booth. They get busy as they're working, you know, with the people that come by, and they don't get a chance to eat. So those snacks and stuff are really important. It's been a fabulous ministry. The county fairs, your Run for the Sun, church displays. At the state fair, we did serve water. They have a real thin, clear plastic at Walmart in a roll that you can buy, and you can lay over, and then that'll help with your water on your things. Making this, I know I didn't put it all on one. This is like a little skirt thing that goes over top of it. If you're going to do something like this, try to find material that's got lines in it. You can't see it from there, but it's like a checkerboard. When you go to put your letters on there, it sure makes it a lot easier. The different kinds of banners that we have, a lot of different chapters. I didn't have any to bring because our chapter's kind of in transition. But there's black. The black on the yellow really stands out. And you can drape those, you know, everywhere and behind you. And also all the ones that are in the goodies. Booth etiquette. When we're at the fair and different ones, just a few things. You can get the sheet, but the four really that are really important to me is keeping your booth area clean. I explained about the coats and the drinks and the other items hidden below the table and out of view of the public. Booths stay busy with different chapters and people are coming and going. Let people know ahead of time what is expected of them. Water is served, the clear plastic. Keep only 2 to 3, 4. Be focused on outreach and not each other. Keep all your conversations light and upbeat. Never gossip, talebear, or talk about anyone. We should strive to have the mind of Christ, taking every thought into captivity. Vendors are watching. People are watching you constantly. They're listening. They're listening to your conversations. The one thing that also is when you're standing in your booth, whether it be a water wagon, stand side by side. And when you're talking to each other, talk to each other side by side. Don't stop and stand and look at each other and you're not being focused and attentive to what's going on out there. The pictures on the display boards, my husband knows now if I get a camera, the first thing he's going to do is turn around so you can get a patch in there. And I don't have a patch on my back today. But so you can get a patch in the foreground, so if you're doing bike games or whatever it is, and so you know it's CMA ministry stuff. The photo albums at the events, we have a photo album up here. These plastic containers you can get at Walmart. They really are kind of high dollar items. $8 to $14 to $25 for a little plastic container, I think, is expensive. So when you get them, you do want to take care of them, but they work really well. Save your old Heartbeat magazines. I'm sure we all have a lot. We get them every month. These can go to prison outreaches. You can take them to hospitals. We can recirculate them. They can go in your booths when you go, handing them out to people at Run for the Sun at your church visitations. The county toy runs that we have every year offer to do the hospitality. There's nothing like looking out there and seeing all the tables lined with CMA cups.